Good evening. This is CTV News for this Tuesday, February 5th. I'm Rochelle Metzger. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, tracking someone's movements over time can reveal a lot of personal information. For this reason, the surveillance capabilities of cell phone networks can be a useful tool for law enforcement. But opponents argue overuse can come at the expense of individual privacy rights. Today, a House committee heard testimony on legislation that would require police to show probable cause before obtaining a court order to access a person's mobile location data. The Maryland ACLU says the bill is too weak and fails to specify how long information can be stored.
This is an invasion of privacy, that to get this information is a Fourth Amendment search. The law is not settled right now, and from the Supreme Court to the Maryland courts have been saying to legislators, you all need to deal with this, because a lot of what the courts are doing is relying on a 1986 law, the Electronic Communications Privacy Act. Well, in 1986, no one could fathom the cell phones that we have and the incredible amount of personal information that they can give off.
The legislation sets a precedent for mobile devices in Maryland law. State police and the Baltimore Police Department support the bill, which also provides exceptions for times when law enforcement can obtain cell phone records without a court order. Well, one delegate is trying to improve oversight of state utilities by increasing transparency and public involvement. The Public Service Commission regulates water and power companies in Maryland, and it's also the governing body that ultimately approves or denies rate increases on consumers. Today, Delegate Al Carr introduced 3 bills that he says will better protect the public interest by making PSC proceedings more fair and inclusive.
First bill I'm introducing will provide accountability through transparency. The bill will require the Public Service Commission to make their proceedings available to the public online through video and audio streaming. So if you're interested in what the Public Service Commission is doing, you don't have to travel up to Baltimore to attend a meeting. When a utility files an application to increase its rates, interested parties have 30 days to consider whether to participate. And 30 days is really 21 days if you factor in the weekends. So I want to reduce the incentive to game the system and give interested parties a consistent opportunity to consider whether they want to participate in these rate matters.
Carr says he does expect some pushback, particularly on a proposal dealing with participant compensation. The legislation seeks to level the playing field between utilities and nonprofits during hearings before the PSC. Incoming freshmen at a local university could be required to take a sexual assault class. A committee in the University of Maryland Senate voted to move forward with the proposal. This is just one of a few preliminary steps to mandate the class. According to the university's Cleary report, a total of 20 forcible sex offense incidents were reported from 2009 to 2010. That number fell to 5 in 2011. Officials say these statistics are low for a population of more than 30,000 students. They say many cases go unreported. There is no word yet on when this measure will pass. Well, Prince George's police need your help in finding a man who robbed a University of Maryland student this morning. The incident happened around 12:45 a.m. at the intersection of Paint Branch Parkway and Rhode Island Avenue. Officials say the woman had on earphones when she was approached from behind by a masked gunman who stole an undisclosed amount of cash. No injuries were reported. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS. Well, police are asking for the public's help in identifying suspects involved in a Hillcrest Heights murder yesterday. The incident happened about 7:30 a.m. in the 2600 block of Oxen Run Drive. Maryland National Capital Park Police arrived at the scene to find a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact the County Police Department's Homicide Unit at 301-772-4925.